Good morning, everybody. Hello! Welcome to my dining room if you have not been here before. I need to grab my phone because I can't see anything that's on chat right now because I'm here and then everything else is over there. Oh, good. My beloved says she can hear me. That's wonderful. Alright, let me just pull chat up on my phone real quick. There we go. No worries, Nova. You get here when you get here. Your life is not my stream. I completely understand. Alright. So, hello everybody. Welcome to my dining room. This is where I do most of my prep for baking, and we are going to bake some cookies today. Why are we baking cookies today? Because my beloved's birthday is on Tuesday. We have people coming over tonight, and she wanted cookies. So we're baking some cookies. What kind of cookies do you ask? Well, we are baking a recipe that I have had forever. Let me just show you this book. It's falling apart. I have not been able to find a new copy. I got this in, let's see here, probably 2001 or so. And I really only used it for one recipe. And that is the recipe that we're using today, which is for chocolate chip cookies. However, the way this recipe works is that you add pudding mix into, let me get down here. There. Hashtag, not an ad. I think there's bang path, not ad. Nothing I show on this stream is because I was paid to do it, because nobody's paying me to do anything. So you use pudding in the mix to kind of give it a flavor, and I discovered that early on, and it just made it so much fun and so easy to just make random cookies with just one chocolate chip cookie recipe. I knew I set that hashtag up, but let's face facts here. I don't remember my own bang paths. I'm great at this, y'all. But I do know that Bang Path Coffee will bring up with the coffee that I'm drinking today, which is Berry Brothers Churro. It's a pilot flavor, so I believe that means they're just testing it out. We got a small bag of it at the grocery store the last time we were there. It's very good. I do love me some churros. I don't know if you can tell, but this is my first cup of coffee today. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to be baking cookies. My beloved had a very specific request. She wanted chocolate cookies with mint chunks in them. So, there we go. Mint chunks. There we go. I will say, a lot of this is stuff that is left over from when I've done baking streams for fast-paced events, for Fast-Paced for Friend Space. And it's good we're finally getting them used up. Excuse me. Alrighty. So, we got our oven preheating back there, because that's where the kitchen is. And we're going to first need to grab a bowl from over here. You guys want to see my skull bowls? Well, technically they're Kit's skull bowls, but I use them the most, I think. You can have 2 of the 3 skull bowls because we're making 2 batches of cookies today. I'll explain the second batch in a little bit. Ta-da! And then the bigger one is the same, but bigger. So we got 2 bowls here. I have a small table right here. It's really just a TV stand for, like, eating TV dinners. Nova, these are, I think we got these at TJ Maxx. Alright, but anyway, I got a small table over here. My cookie sheets are on it right now, and also the bowls that I'm going to be using for things are there right now. Alright, so... Oh. I forgot that this recipe is 375 and not 350, so I need to go adjust my oven real quick. Bask at the wonder that is my dining room. Much dining room, very well. Thank you, Nova. Alrighty, so what we're going to be doing first is combining the flour, baking soda, and vanilla and pudding into one of our bowls. So, grab our skull bowl. Hi, Pep. Oh, just so everybody knows, any and all tips that are received today are going to go to taking Kit out to dinner for her birthday. So just putting that out there. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I mean, I'm taking her out for dinner anyway, but if you guys send me tips or something. There we go. All right, so we got our chocolate shake pudding. And then we need 2¼ cups of all-purpose flour, which we have this bag of flour that needs to be used up, so we'll start here. As always, we have the very fancy Pikachu measuring spoons. I'm so glad these cups, they're plastic. They usually have the size written right there, but as you can see, they've been used so much that it's been rubbed off, but don't worry. It's also engraved right here. You might not be able to see it. Oh good, the oven's preheated. But it does tell me that this is a 1 cup. Now, if you've been to my streams before when I've cooked things... Oh, yes. Sorry, I'm looking at chat on my phone down here because the computer with the chat is over there, and my eyesight is already not great, so I had to bring it closer. Anyway, if you've baked with me before, you know that I don't do the spoon and level because I understand that there are reasons to do it. I just don't care. I absolutely do not care. If you want to spoon and level, you spoon and level, but scooping it or just dumping it in as I am doing right now has always worked fine for me. Alright, this bag is now empty, but no worries, we have... The reason that bag was not full is because we put most of it into the flour container behind me. Okay. We're actually going to bring the flour container over because it is actually full. So, where's my half cup? Found it. We're good. Alright. So I scoop and shake. So there's our half cup right there. And then I got a little bit in here, and what I'm going to do is just kind of scoop a little bit like this to supplement. Scoop and shake, y'all. There's 1 cup. And there's our 2nd cup. In the unlikely event that formerly Ms. Patrick, now Mrs. Ramsey, if you're watching this, I'm sorry you took so long to teach me this for me to just ignore it. Mrs. Ramsey, nee Patrick, was my high school home and careers teacher, and she was very much about the scoop and level. Yes, this does have a 3/4 cup measuring. I don't know... Oh, here it is. You can kind of see that it's 3/4 cup somehow. That's still on there. But yeah, I had never heard of a 3/4 cup measuring cup before moving in with Kit. I'm like, wait, what? That's a thing? It just seems so easy. Was that the one who also said that liquid cups and dry cups aren't the same amount? That is correct. So what I did was I took a 1 cup dry measuring cup, filled it to the brim with water, and then dumped it into a liquid measuring cup, and guess what? It was a cup of water. Y'all, you do not need fancy stuff to bake. If you don't have a liquid measuring cup, use a dry measuring cup. I am an ordained minister, and I absolve you from all whatever you consider to be a baking sin. Praise be. Alright, so baking soda. We need a teaspoon. This is our baking soda container because I did math one day at the Walmart and found out that it was actually cheaper to buy a 3-pound box of baking soda than to buy the little ones. Baking is both an art and a science. Like, I'm not going to tell you to freehand baking soda because There's the one group in my home and careers class who misread the instructions and thought they were supposed to put 3/4 cup of baking soda into their chocolate chip cookies and that's what they put instead of 3/4 a tablespoon. All right, so we got 1 teaspoon here. 3/4 a teaspoon? I don't remember. It's been a long time. Guys, I'm almost 40. Don't expect me to remember all these things. Hi! Hello there! Are you gonna try and turn off the computer while I'm using it? Bendito porrito muy necesito. I know you usually lay here, but that's not happening right now.
Hello, Internet. I am here with a request. My poor innocent big brother Ziggy. He has to get the dental work done. We're trying to save money for that. So if you would help us by doing the tip thing to mama, so we can pay for Ziggy's dental surgery, I would appreciate it. Okay, I love you. Goodbye.
Guys, we're fine. We can pay for the dental surgery, but if you wanted a tip, I wouldn't say no. All right. Yeah, the stand that I have the computer on right now, Bandit will just jump up on it, lay down on the regular streaming computer, and go to sleep. I have to remember to close that computer because otherwise he'll lay on it and turn it on. Yes, as Kit Skulls, my beloved, says, we can pay for it, but it sucks. It's, you know how unexpected bills are. Life. Okay, so I didn't bring a fork with me, so I'm just going to reach over here for something to stir with, which just happens to be one of my tiny skull hand stir sticks. Because I don't feel like going all the way back to the kitchen right now to get a fork. So we're going to use this to stir up our dry ingredients real quick. Not not like a lot, just enough to get everything mixed together. So you see, it's not all white now, there's a little bit of brown in there. And that's really all we want, because it's going to get all mixed together when we throw it in with the wet ingredients. Now, our wet ingredients, we're going to be creaming our butter, which I forgot to take out of the box. Hopefully it's soft enough, because I didn't remember until, I think, 9 to get it out of the refrigerator. You might need to move the Streamlabs alert. They're hidden behind the on-screen chat. This is a later problem. Thank you, dear. Thank you for the 420, by the way. I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to sit down and do a lot of things with a lot of things. Oh, these are cold. Okay. So, we're going to throw our butter into our stand mixer. Once again, shout out to my mom for getting this for us for Christmas one year. You don't know how much you love a stand mixer until you have one most of your, like, teenage life and then go to not having one. And it's a nice one, y'all. This is a KitchenAid. Alright. I'm trying to put all my garbage in one place, and that place tends to be the coffee table, which is over there, which, here. So this is where my coffee comes from. This is our coffee bar. It's a wreck right now because I haven't taken time to organize it. Oh, I think the thing says no. Alright, hang on one second. I can actually fix this from here. Oh wait, is it back? No, okay. Alright, that's the one I need to fix. Don't worry, I'm on it. Things are gonna look weird for a second, just bear with me. There we go. Yes? Yes. Sorry about that. Not blurry in real life. Hey, Dave! It looked like it froze on my screen, so that's why I was doing stuff. Honestly, the big one looks like it's frozen now, but I can't win today. Anyway. Y'all, is the small camera frozen for you? If somebody could tell me yes or no to that, that'd be great. It is frozen. Okay, I can also fix that. This has happened a few times recently, so things are going to look weird for just a second. There we go. Okay. There. things I can fix with the mouse that is next to me. I'm gonna warn y'all now, this is probably going to, like, shake a little bit. Is that frozen again, too? Really? Oh my goodness. Little Cam is back. Now Big Cam is frozen, right? I am having a great time. Okay, let me try something. Okay. It's always when I try to do something new. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I found an easier way of fixing things, y'all. Okay, everything. Okay, I seem to be moving. We're good. This is probably going to wiggle a little bit because, you know, how stand mixers are. Oh, I do have to show you this. Let me see if it'll work. Very carefully. So, you see this little spring thing on here? This is something that I added to my mixer recently. I wish I remembered the name of the place I got it from because my most stand mixers come with the little spring thing to, like, it helps hold this in place. Mine didn't for whatever reason, and some brilliant guy on the internet just, like, sells these parts and provides you with a really good video showing you how to install it yourself. It's amazing. Oh, Dave, you know me so well. All right, so it's gonna get a little bit loud probably because I hit the wrong thing. I meant to lock my mixer in place. So y'all, let me if this gets too much, I can move it while I'm actually mixing things. Woo! I have the power. I also have cream butter now. And for those who have been here for other streams when I have to run back to the dining room 5 or 6 times, nay, I say to thee, because I remembered to grab some of my favorite spatulas to scrape things. Alright, so, as you can see, this is a scraper thing. Paddle, that's what it's called. It's a paddle that scrapes the sides of my bowls. It's not always accurate. I'm still getting adjustments in place from when I added the spring thing on there. It does a lot better than it used to, but still, it's always good to just take a moment and scrape down the sides, make sure you don't have any big chunks of butter anywhere. Not that that isn't great for some cookies, but that's not what we're going for here. Alright. I need a bigger island. A bigger island cannot fit in this space, but I want one. You want a Star Trek shake? I'm not gonna give you guys a Star Trek shake. I don't want anybody to, like, get sick or anything. Alright, gonna get as much of the butter off here as I can. Alright. Besides, it's not just a shake of the camera. Those actors were throwing themselves around. I know this because when I was a kid, we had a bunch of VHS tapes. Yes, I'm that old. That were taped off the television of Star Trek The Next Generation episodes, and one of the things they had was a behind the scenes hosted by Jonathan Frakes. You know, Riker. And I watched that thing so much. I love behind the scenes stuff most of the time. I don't like clip episodes, like, from TV, but I love seeing, like, behind the scenes stuff. I probably watched the Star Wars behind the scene thing and the Indiana Jones behind the scene thing a million times. I'm surprised the DVDs still work. Anyway, he gives you a demonstration. He's sitting in the captain's chair and just, like, starts throwing himself around as the camera moves up and down, and beautiful. Thank you, darling. Okay, so now we're gonna add in our sugar, which is a 3/4 cup of packed brown sugar. So we get to use a 3/4 cup. Our brown sugar is currently underneath the baking soda. I love these containers. We got them from, I believe, Target. I don't remember the brand name off the top of my head, but they stack on top of each other really nicely, and that's something I need in this kitchen. Alright, so we're gonna have some fun today because, this is dark brown sugar, and the recipe calls for light, and I don't feel like opening up a bag of light brown sugar just for cookies. It can wait. We can use the dark brown. It's okay. Alright, I'm gonna take it out of the thing and give it a little squeeze because it's a little It's not hard, but it's a little too clumped up for me to get the thing in there. Alrighty. Okay, so we got our 3/4 cup of the dark brown sugar. And then I need a 1/4 cup. I do not have a 1/4 cup out here. Alright, so I don't have a 1/4 cup out here. So we're gonna do some math. Here's what we're gonna do. This is ridiculous, and it will probably help somebody in the future. I'm gonna grab our sugar container here and bring it over. So like I said, I don't have a 1/2 cup or 1/4 cup with me right now, but you know what I do have? I have a 3/4 cup and a 1 cup. See where this is going? I'm gonna fill this 1 cup with sugar. Very carefully, because this is very full. Apparently I haven't baked in a while. I am pushing it back a little bit just to get it a little bit more. So there we go. And then what I'm gonna do, hopefully, is carefully pour this until this fills up, because it's a 3/4 cup. Leaving us with a 1/4 cup of white sugar in the 1 cup. I would like to take a moment to thank Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson in the movie Die Hard with a Vengeance, because they do that to make sure a bomb doesn't go off, something similar. Whoever tells you that movies can't help you in life was wrong. Alright, so we got all that in there. We need some vanilla. Where is the cheap stuff? We have a really nice bottle of vanilla that I'm saving for like really fancy things. So the creme brulee I'm making on Tuesday will get the fancy vanilla. This is the discount stuff. I think I grabbed this at the dollar store. It's not that I don't love you, beloved, but the fancy stuff is fancy. I usually don't save fancy stuff for things, but it came from my mother-in-law, so I try to not waste it. Alright, we're going to stick this back in here, we're going to lock it in place, and we're going to cream some sugar. Oh, that's looking beautiful! Alright. Hey, Parker! How you doing, buddy? I am so glad you made it. How have you been? How's your art? Alright, so I'm gonna scrape off our paddle here a little bit, which doesn't need much scraping. It's looking good. Gonna scrape down our sides a little. This is looking very nice. This is exactly what I want. And now that we got that all creamed together, we're going to add our eggs. So, speaking of Die Hard with a Vengeance, I learned something, not recently about it, but Kit told me. Apparently it was supposed to be just a movie called Simon Says, and the producers were like, hey, do you know what we need instead? A third Die Hard. Egg, please. You're embarrassing me on the internet. There, take that. There we go. Alright. Gonna throw these in the garbage real quick, because if I don't do it now, I'll forget them, and then by the time I remember them, it'll be way too late. What do I mean by that? We have 3 cats. Art is good, everything is good. Yay! That's awesome! Alright, so we're gonna mix our eggs into our creamed sugar and butter mixture. Alright. Alright, that is looking good. So there's this Riff Tracks short that I like. I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically about this couple that like they just got married and the wife is wanting to bake a cake for her husband and she doesn't know what creaming is. And I'm gonna say it. Cooking terms, thank you, darling. I'm gonna say it. The most unrealistic thing about that short is that a woman in the 1950s didn't know how to cook. I'm just gonna say it because you know how that was back then. There is no way that that woman's mom didn't teach her how to bake a cake. I was born in the 80s and I learned how to bake a cake. Don't start a grease fire. I mean, I won't, probably. All right, so we've got our creamed mixture in here, and now, hopefully, we aren't going to make a complete mess. Gonna turn this on low, and we're gonna start, I bet you could make a cake too, Parker. I think anybody can bake, they just need to take time to do it. Just give it a bit. She tries to cream butter by adding cream to butter. Didn't she also put it on the stove? I don't remember. I haven't seen that one in a while, but it's a good one. Once again, we are using my handy skull hand stir because I didn't want to go get a fork. Ziggy, are you investigating the cupboards again? Are you checking for democracy in our cupboards? Ziggy, why are you getting in the cupboard? Ziggy! Ziggy's feeling better if you can't tell. He's getting into the cupboard underneath our kitchen sink for some reason. All right. Hi, Zig. Now you're going to get in the pots and pans. Oh, you're going to snooze all over everything, and you're going to get in the pots and pans cupboard. Good job, buddy. I love you. Hi. You doing okay down there? Okay. He's fine. I managed to make pancakes all by myself and only half the kitchen blew up. Well, you gotta set goals for yourself. Try for only a quarter of the kitchen next time. As I've said before on other baking streams, I firmly believe that anybody can bake. If you take a box mix and make some cookies or a cake or whatever, that's still baking. And it's still homemade because you made it at home. I've had people be like, oh, I can only bake if it's a box mix. Yo, calm down. And I'm like, okay, only a box mix, huh? Well, there you go online, you search box mix recipes, and you'll get a ton of recipes of stuff that you can make with a cake mix. I did a whole stream about that for fast-paced events. All right. Here's that shaking I was warning about. I can't tell if it's coming across on stream. It's over 9,000. Is that still funny? I don't know. All right. God, that's heavy. Oh, look at that. There we go. Doesn't that look great? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. All right. Gotta move some stuff so the camera doesn't fall. All right, so... All right, so this is our cookie batter. I love making these cookies. There's so many combinations that you can do. Like different flavors of chocolate chips or mix-ins, if you want to just call it that, because it's easy. And then different flavors of pudding. For one stream, I think we did for the first fast pace for Friend Space. I believe we did Oreo pudding with mint chocolate chips. I don't fully remember. It was like last spring at this point. All right, we're scraping this off as much as we can, but I cannot for the life of me hand mix this cookie dough because it's I'm not going to say rock solid, but it's solid. Ah, yes, what Kit has said. I've learned that when people say, oh, I can't do X, what they mean is, I don't want to put the time and effort into doing that X thing you have. Guys, just embrace the baking. Baking's great. All right, so we've got our mint fudge chips that we're going to throw in here. And then we had like barely, not even half a bag of this left, so I'm also going to throw in this small, like, possibly quarter bag of chocolate chips that have been in the freezer. We're going to mix this up and then reassess to see if we need more. Yeah, anybody can bake, anybody can draw, you just need to take the time to do it. Like, with my crocheting, I've been crocheting since I was 12 or 13. I am 40, almost 40, I'll be 40 next year. 39 this year, good lord. Oh, the mix is rebelling! My god. This is some chunky stuff, y'all. Oh, we found out yesterday at the vet that Ziggy has a condition called chonky leg. I don't think it can be cured. I love our vet's office. Our vet is I'm not gonna like directly name them, but well, I'm gonna name the vet. I'm not gonna name the place she works at. Dr. Jenny. Dr. Jenny's amazing, and I feel bad because in my brain it always mixes her up with Nurse Joy, so I occasionally call her Nurse Joy instead of Officer Jenny. I don't know why that works that way, but Dr. Jenny is great with cats. Pepper loves her. Pepper hates most people, but loves me, Kit, Matt, our friend Nova, of course, and then our friend the Unknown Entity. And of course, my sibling Mara. Yeah. Any man, yeah. My uncle came to visit us one day, and I told him, like, you sit down, within 5 minutes, she'll be in your lap. It was 5 seconds. All right, moving some stuff around so I can get other things up and going. Now I am trying to figure out if we could fit a bigger island in here. Babe, we gotta discuss that. Okay. So, cookie sheets, nice lovely cookie sheets that mother-in-law got us for Christmas, I think this previous year. Parchment paper pop-up sheets, they're beautiful because you just lay them down and put the cookies on top. I don't think we can. That's legit. Guys, I'm not a relationship guru or anything, but I'm going to tell you the most important thing you can do in a relationship is frickin' communicate. That's it. Talk to each other. And it's not just talk to each other, it's literally communicate. Communication is not just talking and hearing them and them talking back, it's listening. So many, like, problems can be avoided if you just take time to properly communicate with your partner. I don't know how Kit and I mastered this, but we're doing great. Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna go put this in the sink because I have another one around here for the next batch, and I'm running out of places to put things out here. Other things the tip fund goes to is eventually a house with a bigger place for me to bake. Alright, so this is a cookie scoop. It looks like an ice cream scoop because it basically is. And I like my cookies to be as uniformly sized as possible. So I just go in, scrape it flat, and then put it onto the cookie sheet. I wish I had a slightly smaller one. These are probably going to be huge cookies. And you know what? Whatever we don't eat will go to work with Kit on Wednesday. And we, yeah, what Kit says, we actually like and respect each other. We do that. Island. Nova, do not encourage me. No, I've actually seen things on the internet where you can like buy attachments for islands that like fold up and down, and I've considered that, but I'm not great with tools. Also, if we did ever get a new island, there are certain things that we definitely need. Specifically, the storage underneath. Inside this island is all of the tea we own. This is the tea cupboard. There is also some coffee down there and probably a few other things, but mostly our tea selection is in that cupboard. Which that reminds me, honey, can you remind me to make some iced tea later? I appreciate you. I think being roommates first, oh my god, we were roommates, made us really good at like talking to each other and setting boundaries and stuff. Yeah, we were roommates first. So, not the whole story, but most of it. We basically hung out every weekend already because I didn't have a car at the time when I moved up to where we live now. And so every weekend, Kit would come get me and take me to like do groceries and run errands and just get me out of the house in general. 1, 2, 3. All right, I need to space these out a little bit. So I'm just gonna roll them, roll them, roll them, rawhide. Okay, there we go. That's better. These are probably going to end up all clumped together into a giant monster cookie, but whatevs. Thank you, darling. I appreciate you. But so then I was like, look, we hang out every weekend anyway. Maybe we should look into just getting a place together and save some money. And we did, and it took us maybe 3 more years to realize that we were dating. I'm not kidding. All right, I'm gonna go put this first batch into the oven, and I'll be right back. Alrighty. Okay, what'd you say while I was gone for those 5 seconds, chat? Okay, we're good. Gonna refill my coffee. It's not empty, I just wanted it a little bit hotter. Which, for those wondering, this is one of my favorite mugs. It's got a Yeti on it. Trying to get it in front of the camera. There we go. And then I'm not going to tip the cup because it's full to the top with coffee, but on the inside it says Yeti or not. By One Eyed Cat's Creations? It's One Eyed Cat, they're on Etsy. And they have a lot of, like, amazing and really weird stuff. If you like really weird stuff, go check out their shop. Hashtag not an ad. Alright. Also, if you want access to the playlist where the lovely music that you're listening to is from, just put Bangpath not Chill Hop, Game Chops into the chat, and you'll get a link to the Internet Anti-Paxie's playlist. It's mostly Sonic songs from Game Chops, but also a little bit of Stardew and a little bit of Animal Crossing. So one of the best things I did right before the last baking stream I did with fast-paced events was buy another mixing bowl for my stand mixer. I already had 2. One of them is gigantic, and it's made of ceramic, and it's a pain to lift up. The big screen, you just see Brewster peeking over the bowl. Oh, that's amazing. That is awesome. Yes, my Brewster plushie does live on the coffee table. The coffee bar. I also have the Brewster mug and saucer set from the Roost. on the coffee table because it's beautiful and I love it. It's just kind of hard to drink out of. Because the handle is kind of awkward. Thankfully, it's not like a small handle. Like, have you ever seen those cups just have like a little round hole like that? Those are the worst. I need to be able to get a good grip on it, on the handle itself, because coffee is hot. I know, strange concept, that coffee, when freshly brewed, is hot. Although I shouldn't say that, because I know on my throne wish list I have a cold brew coffee pot. Or at least an iced coffee. It's some sort of pot that's specifically for making a cold coffee. There also is, surprisingly, a lot of coffee on that list. Alright, I think we're going to get just a little over 2 dozen on here. Not on this specific pan, but of the cookies in general. There's a little bit of dough left in there. Which is okay, because that's easy enough to put onto another thing. You're ridiculous and I love you. Alright, I'm gonna go put this out in the kitchen and grab another cookie sheet. Okay. I gotta remember to keep walking around this way because there are cords over here that will make the camera go flying if I walk into them. Alright. Just a little guy. Perfect. Extra perfect because I only need one sheet of the parchment paper. I'm gonna hopefully, maybe. Oh my gosh, it doesn't want to come loose. I'm gonna move my coffee. Iced coffee is usually brewed first, you know? That's because they brew it and then they put it over ice. Just putting that out there, babe. Love you. Alright, guesses in chat. How many cookies am I gonna get out of what's left in the bowl? You can't guess one because there's already one on here. And know that I am going through and I am scraping off as much as possible. Know that you really overestimate how much I can fit in this bowl. Just gonna put that out there. Alright. Somewhere between 2 and a million. You know what? That's great. I wish cookies were infinite. I love cookies. I also love infinite. Out. Alright, the answer is 5. We got 5 out of that. Okay. So, apologies, none of you were right, but we got 5 out of that. I mean, there's probably an infinite cookie cutter out there somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. Alright, I'm gonna go put these out in the kitchen, and then also put this out in the kitchen because I don't need this bowl right now. I'm gonna have some dough. Magnifique. Oh, beloved, we gotta give Ziggy his medicine later. Okay, time for round 2. But I actually do have some really cute Sonic cookie cutters. They are, they're like the Sonic emoji style. I'm gonna take a little break right now. Thank you, my love. I appreciate you putting that in there. Yeah, you're not supposed to eat raw cookie dough, but I'm not the boss of you. I said that in a work message before I left on Friday. Just like, all right, I'm out until Wednesday. Y'all behave or don't. I'm not the boss of you. I'm literally not. I am higher up on my team, but I am in no way anybody's boss. The folks I work with continue to think that I have more power than I actually have. All right. So, for our second batch of cookies, we have Sonic Strawberry Shake Pudding, and we're going to throw Hershey's cream cheese flavored chocolate chips in there. The reason we are doing this is because I came across a post on Instagram that's like, we have like 3 different holidays just about candy. Where's my cheese holiday? So I declared today a cheese holiday. We came up with Kit came up with the name Fête des Fromages. Okay. Fête des Fromages. And come back, train of thought. Where are you? We're just gonna have a bunch of cheese later today. We're down on around okay, y'all know I live in Madison, Wisconsin, right? Please don't come find me. The real thing is not worth it, trust me. National Cheese Day is June 4th. Well, we're having today is Fête des Fromages. And so we got some friends coming over later, and I'm like, okay, we need a cheese-based cookie, so we're having cream cheese flavored chocolate chips in our cookies. All right, where did I put my recipe? I put it over here. All right. Don't feel bad if you don't remember your recipe even though you've made it 50 million times, because neither do I. It's okay to check your recipe, especially if you've made it a million times, because that millionth and 1th time, that's going to be the time you screwed something up. Alright. My goodness, there are a lot of cheese days, but you know what? Today is Fête des Fromages. So get yourself some cheese and celebrate with us. We were down on State Street, and we got some cheese from the local farmer's market. Also got like we need to go get some crackers. We need to go grocery shopping, babe. I love you. Oh wait, I need to add another half cup of flour into here. All right. But yeah, we got some cheese curd. We got some spreadable cheese. We got 1 minute left on the oven for the first batch of cookies. I'm so proud of you for having real pants on, love. I have real pants on, and I also have my ridiculous compression socks that make it... It's really ridiculous because I'm wearing capris and then the compression socks, so everybody can see that I am wearing pink compression socks with little raccoons on them. I appreciate you, my love. Alright, baking soda. Alrighty. This bin is great because there's actually a little thing in here to scrape off your baking soda on so you don't get too much or too little. I don't know how you prevent you from getting too little, because I know there's been times where I've had to like try 5 or 6 times to get something in, to get like it flat. I gotta go get the oven. Alright, I will bring the cookies out in a little bit to show y'all. Where is my... There it is. I need my mixing skull hand. Nova, next time we do a craft day at your place, I'll bring some cookies, okay? Alright, so we're just lightly mixing everything together. Surprisingly, the strawberry pudding wasn't that pink, so I'm not really seeing any color in here, so... I mean, I would take free cookies, though, those bacon chocolate chip ones you made that one time? Oh, chef's kiss. Alright. So, we need our butter again. And I put stuff right on top of my recipe. Good job, me. There we go. Now, I will say, this recipe is says to use vegetable shortening instead of butter. It's a cookie. I like the taste with butter more than I liked the taste with shortening. If butter is too expensive, which trust me, it usually is, just grab a can of butter flavored whatever shortening and use that. They used to have those like shortening baking sticks. Those things were great. Okay. Alright, so my second paddle here. It's only got the scraper on one side, but still works amazingly. Forgot to lock it in place again, don't mind me. I'm a professional. Alright, we got some creaming going on here. Now this would normally be the time where I'd be like, oh, I have to run and grab another spatula. No, y'all! I remembered. I grabbed multiple spatulas for this. Don't mind me, I'm just jamming. Oh, saying this for the benefit of somebody who may not actually watch this video, cousin in Norway. This recipe is the one that I submitted to the family Christmas cookbook a couple years ago. That one specifically used cinnamon chips and then pumpkin spice pudding. So if you ever want to make it with Thea, that's the recipe. My cousin in Norway and I were chatting, and she's like, "Oh, can I watch these on Twitch?" I'm like, "Yeah, I make all these videos into highlights and put them in a playlist. So if she and little Thea want to watch, they can." Thea's gonna be our ring bearer, ring lady, ring child in our wedding in November. Then my other cousin Imp is going to be our flower boy, and then Niefling is going to be the official child wrangler. AKA, she's going to walk the children down the aisle so they don't get lost. Alright, so I need to get my sugars going. Once again, we're going to use a full cup and a 3/4 cup to get the right amount of sugar in here. So I didn't bring a 1/4 cup with me, and I don't feel like running and grabbing one. I could have done that at any point, but I didn't. More events need an official child wrangler. Yeah, I can agree with that, but yeah, it's... Some people don't want their children wrangled, and you know what? That's on them. Alright, so once again, we have a full cup of sugar, and I'm going to slowly pour back into the sugar into the 3/4 cup until that one's full, leaving me with just a 1/4 cup of sugar. Alrighty, quarter cup of sugar. And I just made a mess. Good job, me. I'll clean it up after. Clean as you go if you can, but I'm trying to perform for the internet right now, so that's a little hard. Alright, and then we need a 3/4 cup of our brown sugar. Tell your screaming cats I love them. I will befriend the one someday. She was like, "Can my title be official child escort?" And we both he said, "Absolutely not." That is true. And we were not going to explain why. I think it was one of those things we're like, "We'll tell you when you're older." She's, I think, 10 now, and going to be 11 by the time of the wedding. Which, I gotta text her mom and ask how her project for 4-H is going. She's crocheting, and I'm super happy for her. Hey, Vital Canev, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate that. Could somebody throw a Bang Path follow only into the chat, please? Some of the brown sugar just like kind of scooped down the side there. I don't know if y'all saw that. That's okay. Thank you, darling. Yeah, so every single stream I've done since starting this channel, I have had a bot come in, and they're listed as ban evaders. Try to post a link like buy followers here. I don't want to buy followers. I want people to follow me because they want to be here and hang out. So I got sick of it. I'm like, you know what? Twitch has a thing where you can set it to follower only, so followers only. All right. I'm gonna make sure I stack my containers in the right order, so the big one's on the bottom. You put the big one on top of the small one, and the small one's gonna go flying, and that's full of baking soda, and that would be a pain to clean up. I mean, yes, I do own a Roomba. His name is Dalek. Lately, Ziggy has been climbing on top of Dalek and turning him on, and then getting freaked out because this monster is suddenly chasing him. All right. You know what? Let's throw a little bit more vanilla in there. I like vanilla, you guys. But yeah, baking soda, I spilled some when I was transferring from the box into that container, and the broom did not want to pick it up. It was awful. I named him that because he can be thwarted by stairs and sudden drops. That is correct. He keeps getting stuck on ledges, and then I'll go find him, and he's just on top of a cat toy. It's like having a particularly dumb pet, and it's beautiful. I love him so much. And also, I don't have to vacuum. Alright, noise. Alright, that is looking good. Alright. I'm gonna do a quick scoop around the side because, like, as you can see, this only has, well, you might not be able to see it, but if you could see it, there's only one blade on here rather than two like my other ones. It still works great, but you've gotta just give it a little bit of a stir. Just give the mixer a helping hand. I know I gotta adjust some settings on it, I think. There's like a screw down in here that I have to tighten or loosen with a butter knife. I'm pretty sure the official thing says to use a butter knife. Yeah, in the new Doctor Who, they can fly because, you know, they had to take away that little bit of comedy from us. Okay, y'all, real quick, I'm going to go back to the kitchen and move cookies from pan to cooling rack, so then when I need to use the pan, I can. Be right back.
Talk amongst yourselves.
The oven just beeped. I gotta go again. I promise I'll be back. Okay. So what you may have not seen was that when I put my little finger up and ran back that way, I was taking Kid a cookie. Hi, Bandit. I love you. Hmm. These are really good. Hmm. Okay. Back to what I was doing, which is throwing eggs, not throwing, but putting eggs into our batter. Come on. He tried to bat my cookie out of my hand. Bandit, you know you can't have chocolate. We've had this conversation multiple times. Little knucklehead. I love you, but come on. Knock it off with the chocolate. Mm. I love coffee, you guys. Mm. Just the right amount of mint. Alright. Time to stir again. Y'all, I'm gonna need to get some milk for these cookies because my gosh. Yes, they are the forbidden treebies. Bandit, if you can control yourself for the rest of the stream, I'll give you a treat. Alright. Just making sure everything's mixed up in here. I might get my mom a stand mixer someday. She has one. She's the reason I love the KitchenAid stand mixer because she had one when I was in my teens, and I think that thing only died maybe like a year or two ago. But the one she has now, she doesn't like. All right. Time to add the dry into the wet. Slowly, so stuff doesn't go everywhere. You guys, I can really smell the strawberry here. Yes, we're wetting the dries. We're going very slowly because I'm using my little green coffee stirrer to put the stuff in because I didn't want to go grab a fork. And I'm committed to the bit at this point. Give it a little shaky shake to get the rest in there. And since it's mostly mixed in, we're going to go faster. I'm going to tell you guys, if you're going to look at this batter and be like, those can't be strawberry, because there is no, like, resemblance of pink here anywhere. It looks like regular chocolate chip cookie dough, which that's not a problem. Just, I was expecting pink cookies, and I'm kind of disappointed. I'll live, but I'm kind of disappointed. Making myself lunch because I'm so sluggish and sustenance. Yes, eat food! Everybody, this is your internet Paxie reminding you to hydrate, eat some food, take your meds if you haven't. Attempt to get a good night's sleep, but I personally know that that's not always possible. But you know what? Make an attempt. Get somebody to hug you if you like hugs. If you don't like hugs, get a friendly fist bump. I'm taking my thing off here so I can try and get scrape it off a little bit better, because we're not going to need it after I get done with, Honestly, I shouldn't be trying to scrape it off right now, because I'm going to have to stick it back in there, so good job, me. Alright. Alright. So, I don't think I've mentioned it, but this lovely, lovely cupcake apron that I'm wearing was made for me by my beloved. I also have a Sonic the Hedgehog one that she made. And I have a Nutcracker one that I use around the holidays. Also a pumpkin one that I use in the fall because I love pumpkins. Alright, so we've got our cream cheese chips. We're going to throw them in here. I'm going to attempt to get the recipe up somewhere so... Oh, I have a blog. My god. There we go. So if you go to www.cryptidscutieschaos.com, that's mostly my crochet stuff, but I also put a blog on there. I've updated it once, but I promise you I will sit down and write out the cookie recipe so y'all can have it if you want it. Just be prepared for some sarcasm because that's how I write recipes. So one of the first times I wrote down recipes for somebody was work was having a chili cook-off, and I like chili, so I made chili. I make what I call New York chili because instead of like cooking down the tomatoes for the sauce and everything, I get a jar of marinara sauce and just throw that sucker in. This really made one of my coworkers upset because she slaved over the stove and worked so hard chopping the tomatoes. And then I come and win with my spaghetti sauce. Oh. Anyway, I ended up winning the competition. No, I take that back. The New York chili I did the first time, I got second place. Came back and did the next one, and I made my mom calls fajita chili. Instead of using chili seasoning, she uses fajita seasoning. So I called it Mama Josie's fajita chili, and that won. It does sound like a skill issue, doesn't it? And that one, and everybody was like, "Can you get us the recipe? Because this was amazing." So I wrote this recipe down, and there's literally a part in there that says, reach for chili powder, accidentally grab bear seasoning, add a few shakes to pot, taste, declare yourself a genius, and move on. That's how I write recipes, y'all. All right, noise. I should probably explain why I'm saying that. So, most of the time, I think 2 out of 3 times or most of the times I've started this thing, I have said noise before I do it. The reason I do that is because sudden loud noises scare me. And Kit has been very great about that and just tells me every time she's about to use an appliance that's going to make a lot of noise. So the food processor, the blender, stuff like that. So I have also gotten into that habit of just saying noise and before I turn something on. It's the little things, y'all. Just little things you can do to make things a little bit easier for other people. When I was a youngin, I watched this show called Due South. And I learned from that show that it only takes an extra second to be courteous, and that has been locked in my brain ever since. All right, real quick, gonna go throw this and some other things into the sink and grab one of the cookie sheets so we can get cookies onto the sheet. Be right back. All right. And of course, in like 1 to 2 minutes, I'm gonna get Buzz to go back and grab the cookies out of the oven. All right. Aw, thanks, babe. I'm just gonna stand here a moment. The beeper went off telling me that there's a minute left. Excuse me, Kermit. Guys, should we use the giant one for the next batch of cookies? Just make giant cookies. I actually am going to use this because my other one is covered in chocolate. But what I'm going to do is make a cookie, split it in half, and that'll be the size of the cookies. No, I'm not actually doing that. Nova, no. Beloved, I just saw the pictures you texted me. Those are glorious. Hmm. No, but seriously, love, if we got one that went more this way slightly, because there's still a walking path here. I mean, I don't know where we're gonna put all of the cup noodles that I have strategically placed on top of the recycling bin right now. I gotta go get. I gotta go get that. That's awesome, Nova. All right, you guys want giant cookies? You're getting giant cookies. In the words of Jack the Skeleton, might as well give them what they want. Okay, this is going to mean that I am putting less cookies on the sheet, probably, because these do stretch out a little bit. My god, it's too powerful, and I'll probably have to put them in for at least a minute or two longer. So the recipe says to cook them for about 15 minutes. It really depends on your oven. My oven, it's about 12 minutes. So always just honestly, the easiest way you can do it is one, you could have an oven thermometer that like double checks the heat of your oven. But honestly, the other thing you can do is just make a test batch. Like, take some cookies, throw them on there, expect them to not be great, and then move on. Do not tell people that peer pressure works. No, bad mod, bad. You guys asked, and I said, okay, why not? Peer pressure is not a good thing. Do not tell the children that. Don't tell my internet nibblings that peer pressure works. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So I got 9 cookies on this sheet rather than the 12 I got last time. So I'm going to go throw these in the oven, grab another cookie sheet so we can load it up. Alrighty, so I decided that you can always add more time to an oven. You can't take time away. So I just put them in for 12 right now, and then if I need to add another minute, I can do that. Guys, Kit's being sarcastic, just so you know. Alright. What's going to be really funny is if these are somehow not any bigger than the other ones. Hey, Nova, can you do me a favor? Can you check and see if a certain Scottish speedrunner is still streaming? Please and thank you. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, good. This one came loose a little bit easier. That's nice. And then I hit it on things. We're probably only going to get, like 1.5 dozen cookies out of this because of the bigger ones, but you know what? That means I'm done putting cookies onto cookie sheets. And I am okay with that. Okay, I'm going to move these a little bit just because we are so close to being done. Like, I think I have maybe 2 cookies left in here. Maybe 3. And if I can get them onto one sheet, that just makes my life easier. Okay, you know what? We're just going to throw you here and pray. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm going to finish eating my cookie and just stand here for a second. AMA, I guess. It's Tails because Tail is pure of heart and dumb of ass. Much like Knuckles. Okay, we're not ending stream until the first thing of the strawberry cookies comes out. So we're just gonna stand here and chill and talk. Hola, Pepita. Hi. Do you want to come be on camera? Come here, babe. Come here. Oh, I know, everything's awful. How dare I pick you up? Hello, Internet. I am Pepita. Pepita Bonita. I am here to tell you that the idiot is sick and has to have dental stuff. So if you would like to help pay for that, please tip my mom. We don't actually need it, but you know how unexpected bills are. So if you can and you want to, great, but we got it covered. Any other money goes to me taking Kid out somewhere fancy for dinner for her birthday. You gotta dance with your kitty cats. Would you like down? Okay. I know, everything's awful. How dare I? Guys, I made my cat be on the internet. I don't know where Ziggy is, or I'd get him in on this too. Oh, Pepper probably does also have the chonky leg. I think the only one in the family who escaped it is Bandit. Whew. I never said that I had rhythm. He's got those long dancer's legs. Yes, Bandit does indeed have the long dancer's legs. All right. Cookies, y'all. We got cookies. I can't see the timer from here, but we probably still have at least 5 minutes. Also, I'm going to get real up and close and personal with y'all because I am going to attempt to do a raid, and we're going to try and raid Argic, one of my speedrun buddies. So it's gonna be great for you guys to go from cozy cooking to Argic's insanity. It will be a definite change. I don't know if he. I know I've mentioned that I have the new crafting channel. I don't know if he's noticed because he's also on the fast paced event staff, but he busy. He busy guy. Yeah, I was thinking raid message should be either cookies or all hail the cookie queen. Which one do you guys think would be better? We're not doing peer pressure works because no, I do not abide by that. Absolutely not. If you guys try that and say I said that, I will go into the chat and be like, they rioted. They did that on their own. All hail the cookie queen. Okay. So once these cookies are finally done, we can hail the cookie. We can do that. I have never made a raid work successfully, so this should be interesting. All right, I'm real quick gonna take. Hi, Bandit. Are you gonna get up on the computer? Please don't. Okay, yeah, you can sit there next to the microphone. I'll allow that. Buddy, please. Please do not get up on the streaming laptop. Just stay where you are. All right, as I said, I'm going to take these out to the kitchen and check how much time we've got left. Hopefully not a lot. Okay, we've got about 3 minutes left, and I'll bring the cookies out so you guys can see them real quick, and then we will try to raid Argic. Speedrunner extraordinaire. Currently working to get a top 10 time in all of the mainline Sonic games. I don't know how many he's got left. I don't know what one he's working on right now. I don't know what Bandit's doing, but it's probably causing a problem. Whew, I'm tired, y'all. After this, I'm going to sit down and watch a little bit more of Reynardeus Jr. play Mariomon, which is a Pokemon ROM hack, but you play as Mario. Bandit, can you not claw at the curtains? We don't own those. My phone is covered in cookie batter, y'all. Alright. Let's see. Oh, nice! Argic is he's doing Mania, that's awesome! Oh, guys, you know how I'm fundraising for Breakthrough T1D? Argic is also fundraising for Breakthrough T1D, so we're definitely going to go over there and give him some love for that, because T1D is originally was the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. They recently changed their name to Breakthrough T1D, and they are doing fundraising for juvenile diabetes, type 1 diabetes. For those who don't know, I myself am a type 2 diabetic. I'm really bad at it, as you can probably tell by the cookie I just ate. But it's really important to me that people who need their insulin get their insulin, as somebody who has had problems getting their insulin over the past few weeks. So I want people to be able to get the treatment that they need, so that's why we're fundraising for them. If you put exclamation point breakthrough into the chat, you'll get a link to all of the people who are participating in the fundraising. Breakthrough 2 or Breakthrough 1, or I think it's Breakthrough 1, gets you my specific donation page. Huh. Maybe we should do something instead of All Hail the Cookie Queen, because he's fundraising for instead we're gonna just do Breakthrough T1D exclamation point. Because, you know. Alright, I think my cookies are done. Hold on. They are! Yay! There you go, guys. They almost fell off. I'll get better pictures later. Yes, Nova, exactly like that. Hi, I'm getting real close for a second. There we go. Okay, so thank you all for joining me in this cookie baking stream. We'll probably do more of these. I enjoy doing them. Just a reminder, we're not doing the Sunday night Stitch and Chill tonight because we've got people coming over and stuff is happening. I think he's doing Spike Vegeta's event. I do not know I know who Spike Vegeta is. I don't know what the event is. And, probably won't be streaming on Tuesday because that is Kit's birthday and we'll be doing stuff. So let me get the raid ready. All right. There we go. All right. So once again, I'm tired, y'all. The raid message is Breakthrough T1D. I'm clicking start raid now, and you guys should be over there in a few seconds. So I will see you all later. Goodbye.